Hey, welcome to another edition of Creators Outlet brought to you by our friends over the Inked Marketing Team, who want you to know if you need a little help with your Kickstarter or Indiegogo, hit up Kevin Gillette over at Inked Marketing. Just go to www.inked.marketing. We would like us to remind you that the award-winning series Loco Hero from Monty Michael Moore, who was actually, if you saw my schedule post for the week, was supposed to be joining us tomorrow night, but we had to reschedule for the same time on Wednesday night. So Monty will be here Wednesday night. I have an open slot tomorrow. You think I would take a night off? No, now I'm hitting people up to be, hey, you want to move up your slot? And there we go, because, you can never stream enough, apparently. I'm hooked on it. Like, same way I am whiskey and weed, I guess. But you can get your copy of Loco Hero 2. Just go to inked.pub/Loco Hero 2 and join us Wednesday night to find out more about Loco Hero 2 from Monty Michael Moore. And here we are tonight with our special guest, Max DeVill, Atrocity Press. What's up, brother?
Not much. What's going on?
Not too much, man. You're all fulfilled. I see people posting about their copies of Neo Tokyo, and now you're back with Little Miss Machine Gun for issue number 2.
Yes. Mary Machine Gun is back for issue number 2. It's a 42-page book. 42-page full-color book, obviously. I mean, we always print everything in color at Atrocity Press. Do you want me to go into, like, what's going on in the book, or do you want to... We'll do that later.
Give us like a little backslash for new podcast listeners that might not know who you are.
Well, I'm Max DeVill. I operate and own Atrocity Press. We put out Mary Machine Gun, and we have also put out a book called Neo Tokyo: The Truth Is a Virus, which is a cyberpunk epic, kind of like very Paul Verhoeven-esque. And that book was kind of special to me because that's when I became a publisher and not a vanity press, because I had nothing to do with that book. I didn't write it. I didn't draw it. I didn't do the lettering. I didn't have any. The only thing I did was publish the book. So.
Yeah, you came out and talked about it because you knew all about it, but you did nothing. Yeah. So it felt even better because, I just pushed the press button and I published the book, and that was it.
Well, I spent money on it.
Well, there was that too, but
yeah. So Neo Tokyo, that'll be an annual book that we do, and we should put it out at the same time every year. Should be about, what was it? Was it April? I think is when. I can't remember if it was April when it launched or when it was shipped, or if it was April when the Kickstarter went on.
I think like March or April. It was the beginning of the year sometime. Yeah.
It'll be late quarter one is when we aim to put them out. So, the next one I think though may end up being written by me just because of the way things are working out. Just with the writers being busy, they've got other engagements that they've got to do. That's one of the reasons why it's becoming an annual, is because I was like, okay, well, you're busy, so I'll just make it an annual. And then they're like, well, I'm still busy, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck, I'm making an annual, and
now you're gonna make it an annual that you write.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not bad. I mean, I've got a writer that I work with, Johnny Reed, who we've written together. There's a book called Human Hunters that we put together, and that's Frankenstein's monster, a female Frankenstein's monster, a mummy, a vampire, a voodoo doctor, and a werewolf that are on this team together, and they go around and hunt down like bad people, like sex traffickers. And the first issue is them just getting back a vase that was stolen during World War II. It's a total action book. It's like 20 or 32 pages, maybe. Nothing but action, straight through. I
Like
mean,
that, going after like sex traffickers and shit like that. Yeah.
yeah, yep. So it'll be the second book is when they start is when they go into more of the sex trafficking and picking up the stuff because a mobster's daughter. Oh my! A, a mobster's daughter ends up getting kidnapped and sent to into the world of sex trafficked women, and they hire the the human hunters, which is basically like the Monster A team. Because so like we've got Victor, who is um he is the Frankenstein's monster. Would you get out of here?
Yeah.
Yep. It's attacking my microphone cable, my camera, my headphone cable, and now I can only hear out of one side of my ears. All right. So we got Victor, who is the big 8 foot tall Frankenstein's creature. The beginning of the book is great because it's just this big storm, and Frankenstein is out there, and he's getting rid of because I don't know if you've read the book Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Um, but so he's out there in this storm getting rid of the female creature that he was building for the male, for his male creature that said he wanted a mate. Remember, he said, I want a mate. And he's like, all right. So he starts making it, and then he decides that he can't do it, and he destroys it all. And then the Frankenstein's creature's like, okay, buddy, when you have your wedding day, I'm going to show up and kill you. So this is our take on Frankenstein he throws all the stuff into the sea, but it's during a thunderstorm. And then when he throws the body into the water gets hit by the lightning, and that animates the body, and she ends up washing ashore somewhere in Scotland and lives in this convent for a few years before she ends up learning enough to be able to function in society on her own. And then she ends up getting found by Radu, who is the king of the vampires. If you know Vlad the Impaler, he had a brother named Radu, and so we use him as the vampire. He's Dracula. We don't use Vlad Dracula. It's Radu Dracula. So then we've got the mummy is Cleopatra. So she's like,
Oh, that's different.
yeah. So she's super old, but she's super sexy. She's like, she doesn't look like she's old. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't age. And her powers are strongest during the day when she can have direct sunlight on her. That's when her powers are the strongest. And then at night, she's in a weaker state because she's kind of like Superman and is powered by the sun. And then Radu, who's the vampire, he's the opposite of that. He's more powerful at night and during the day because we use uh, we use the literature and not the universal monster stuff. So Dracula can go out during the daytime. He was out in the daytime in the book Dracula because he was buying property. he was just he was just much weaker. Um, and then it'll be a pretty cool story. I think it'll be interesting enough for people to latch onto because Johnny's really got this one. This one's his baby. I'm secondary on the writing cast on this one, but we're putting together something really special. Let me see if I got the promotional image here. There, I shared it to you.
Nice.
Yep, that's the promotional image of the werewolf taking out a couple guards. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun book. I'm excited about it. I really am excited about that book. But the thing that we got going on right now is Mary Machine Gun issue 2 is Kickstarter is currently funding on Kickstarter. We've met our goal. We've got 147 sexy backers with 10 days left to go, and we're sitting at $5,645. There's your tails of the tape.
Yeah, there blew it out of the water just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. I would. We really want to hit 206 backers. I mean, the amount of money that we make. I mean, now it's pretty much paid for itself. So, I'm fine with it making what it's made. It's all I can ask for is that it kind of covers itself. I put the money up front, paying for the art and everything, and then I just recoup the costs through the Kickstarter. But the thing that we really want to do is hit 206 backers because Mary Machine Gun #1 had 205 backers.
Yeah. You want to get at least one more backer every time.
I want one more person to read the book. And then there's the wall of text. It's just basically
the wall of text. You can go to the link provided and actually read the wall of text yourself.
Yeah, it gives you some background on the story, what's going on. Oh, Steph Wilson. What's going on?
Steph.
I like
Frog G.
Frog G's in the house. It's good.
Frog G with the man with all the links.
Yeah, he does.
Man, this dude's got to have hotkeys for everything. It's crazy.
Macros. This picture here is a pinup that was done by Fran Cord, who was the inker for Neo Tokyo, The Truth is a Virus.
Oh, cool.
And he just did this just for fun. I like the kinetics on the rope. I like how the rope's movement and laying, the way the cloth on her skirt is laying in the wind and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, I like that type of thing. I'm a red-blooded, straight, heterosexual male, so I enjoy looking at things like this.
And the semi-automatic in one hand and the Bowie knife in the other hand. Yeah, that works out just fine for me too.
Yeah, it does. It basically gives you the Who is Mary Machine Gun. Then we give away the first 7 pages of the book for free. That's the way we do it for all of the first 4 issues of Mary Machine Gun. I can go over what's going on real quick. This is back in France in 1767. In the south of France, there was a legend. It was a real thing. It was called the Beast of Jovedon, and it was this werewolf that was slaughtering people. I think it was a wolf that had some sort of disease, but to the people, it was a werewolf that was killing people, and someone hunted it down and killed it. So we changed it to where Mary's going to hunt this werewolf. So she's going on her way, and that's when the carriage gets waylaid by hooligans. And
damn hooligans.
The guy's like, please, sirs, don't. And they're like, well, they shoot him in the face and kill him. And it's like, look how he's begging for his life. And he really wasn't begging for his life. He was begging for their lives. Because as soon as they try to bust the door open, that's when Mary jumps out and goes into action. Just straight stabs that dude right in the throat, cuts him down through the chest, takes his gun, shoots the dude through the head, and then the final guy takes the dagger through the face.
It's funny. I was thinking, if there was a town drunk nearby, how would he regale the story? Well, some guys were robbing the carriage and they blew the guy's head off. And next thing I know, this 5 foot tall penguin comes out and kills everybody.
Kills everybody, cuts one of the horses free, and just takes off running. But there is Charlotte. That's the girl who set up everything. Okay. The way the Templar Order works is you train for 100 years, and then you have a training partner that you train with for 100 years, and then you're both given the same exact mission, and whoever accomplishes the mission first is the one who becomes a Templar agent, and the other one becomes just kind of needs of the agency. So you could be anything from a janitor to like an MP type of thing, where you're like the internal police for the order, which is what happens to Charlotte. She ends up. I mean, obviously, Mary becomes the Templar agent, and Charlotte becomes an internal police officer. So she doesn't really like that because Charlotte is royalty. She's a Bonaparte, so she feels that everything that should basically kind of just be handed to her because of just who she is. But she's still good. Don't get me wrong. She's one of the best there is out there to fight. It's a kid's book. It definitely is. It's aimed towards children, ages 14 to
79.
Yep.
Sorry, Pops, it's not for you.
Oh, just one away.
One away. Oh.
Then Mary runs to the chateau, which is where they were meeting up for this hunt for the werewolf. Two of the guys that are out front that are drunk, they ask her, what happened? And she's like, I was waylaid by bandits. And then they're like, well, we'll go check it out, being the chivalrous types that they are. And they decide to go take a look at it, which Mary likes because it gets two of these guys out of here so she doesn't have to worry about them. Because she's here more or less trying to keep these people safe as they hunt for this werewolf.
Sexy nuns and guns. Max is a genius.
This is when they have a little cat fight in the hallway when they meet up with each other. It's basically Charlotte's like, look, I'm gonna end up winning because you have morals and you won't do everything that needs to be done in order to make sure that you come out on top. And Mary's like, you wouldn't do that, or you wouldn't do anything that would really cause problems. And then that's when Charlotte kind of gets right up next to her ear and she's like, I'll do anything that it takes to get into this, to get this position.
Because Charlotte likes being on top.
Yes, she does.
Fine by me. Hey, let's work, Work.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. I'm too old for this shit.
We need to get all sweaty.
Exactly.
And that's when she says that she'll do anything to get into the order. And this is the dinner that they go to before the hunt. And that's when Mary realizes that Charlotte will pretty much do anything to get the position. And this page is genius. Okay. There's two windows where they're both, Charlotte and Mary are getting ready to come out and do their things in their combat outfits, right? And those are the eye sockets.
Oh yeah, and the outer line of the cloak is the jawline down here,
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And it's a very
It's
subtle.
it's subtle too. Yeah, it's not like you flip the page. Oh, they made it a skull.
Yeah. Yep.
You read it, and the second time you flip it, oh, dude, that's a skull.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's pretty awesome. And then it was here it comes because they found these are the guys that were supposed to jump these hunters, and they've been eviscerated by something. And then it's the werewolf, and then it says here it comes, and that's the end of the freebies. So if you want to see
And
the
now you want to know more, buy the book.
exactly, and you can get digital issue 2 on digital. Obviously, you can get issue 1 and 2 on digital as well with the Mary Machine Gun Reloaded, which is it is issue number 1. It's just been completely relettered by SK
Oh, cool.
because there were so many lettering errors in the first issue. So if you guys were one of the people that jumped on the Kickstarter and got the first printing of Mary Machine Gun issue 1, hold on to that because it's got a printing error in it.
Yep, errors for the win.
And then this is the smaller things where we just kind of show the covers themselves. But this is the standard cover by Fern. He's the Fernando. He's the artist that does the interiors.
Cool.
Um,
Every book should have
yeah, we always
a cover by the interior artist.
give cover A to the interior artist because we always figure that if the artist is good enough to do your interiors, they should be good enough to give you at least one cover.
Yeah.
And then cover, if we go straight variant B, we go straight into Superstar. DC artist Ed Benes.
Nice.
He did that cover for us there, which is super, super, super cool. And then his brother, Fred Benes, made this cover for us, and there's just something I like about it. I don't know. It reminds me of something Steph would do.
Yeah. Well, Steph's would have been rounder and bigger, but.
You can see exactly what Steph's will look like if you just.
I'm sure.
In just a little bit.
Yeah, there's some boobage going on here.
Yeah. And then the next cover is Mariah Benes, which is Ed Benes' sister. We'd like to keep it. It's all about family. But this is the one that's doing the best so far out of all of our covers, and it's easy to see why.
The entire Benes family, much like Steph Wilson, loves to draw boobs.
Oh yeah. And Mariah is really good at it. I mean, she's really good at the female figure, the female form. I mean,
when you have one yourself, you tend to.
You've seen it a few times.
You've seen it a bunch of times. You've got to touch it without, it being an anniversary or a birthday, and you're more familiar with the way things curve around.
Yep.
So yeah, that cover's pretty hot, and I like the sword and the explosions in the background.
Yep. And then speaking of Steph Wilson.
Yep.
That is there we say I told you
it's the Steph Wilson boobage and camel toe in the front row.
Yep. Got it all. And we had to make sure that the sword was dead on because Fernando is very, very particular about Mary's sword. So that was the one thing I was like, Steph, you got to make sure this sword is right on. It's got to be exact. And then our exclusive Kickstarter cover is by Eric Blake. He just finished with Red Sonja 1982 for Dynamite.
Cool.
And came over and did this cover for us. So that's pretty sweet.
Very nice.
And then here are the same covers, just blown up into bigger pictures.
Oh. Nice.
Where you can get a closer,
a better shot. Yeah.
A closer look of what you're getting.
I feel the need to tip my computer screen. Yes. And it only seems right with the little devil in the corner, kind of like looking down at her.
Yep. Fernando put that, created that logo for the company, and I think it worked out really well.
Yeah. Might be a little chilly out, it looks.
Yeah, it might be a little chilly out today.
Yeah.
It's a little chilly in Steph's picture too, but Steph's girls are always cold.
Yeah, and she's just like looking back at the logo. It's like, what are you doing here? My cover. Yeah, that's a great cover too.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, the line work and everything was fantastic. I was impressed all the way around. The girl in the back is Ophelia, who is the bad guy, the big bad evil girl in the in the in the series. Charlotte is kind of like Darth Vader, and Ophelia is kind of like Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
And there's the cover A from Mary Machine Gun's first book. It's the Reloaded book. So if you need to catch up, that's the one you need to get. We got metal covers, which is it's the entire physical copy of the book with the metal cover. We did the Ed Benez one. Those are $60.
Nice. Yeah, but if you get the metal cover, it just means you're going to buy another copy to actually read.
Yeah, I mean the metal cover is something you're going to keep.
So, I mean, even if you don't, even you don't go get it graded, you're going to take that book, you're going to put it in a nice Mylar and display it on the shelf.
Oh yeah. This is the naughty edition of all the stuff. That's the cover. That's the
Yep.
That's the fern cord cover with the nudity part. This is Charlotte with the rifle.
This would have made a nice die cut sticker right here too.
Yeah, we're thinking about putting them into stickers, maybe. But there's nudity in them, so we don't know how well it would do as a sticker. That's Mary with hers. So these are all 6x9 prints that come with the naughty tier. That's by Alexander Santana. That's a really, really we just brought him on to the company and he did really, really good. And then there's Ophelia, of course. And then every time we do one of these, we put out a calendar for that campaign. In this campaign, we focused on Ophelia because she's the new big bad evil girl.
Good, because she's thick.
Yep. And we put them in a bunch of different ways. I think this is the sexiest one that we've put out so far.
Oh, see, my birthday next year is going to be great.
When's your birthday?
Not the day it's on, but November.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I have that picture with her underwear not in the way.
Oh, I'm sure you do. October looks cool because Halloween and all, but yeah, November. Usually, like anytime I bought a calendar, I always flip to my birthday, and I'm usually always disappointed. Finally, I am thrilled. Look, next year dinner's on my birthday. All right.
And then this is our stand-up, which is just like that back there. But it'll be taller. It'll be closer to the size of Vampirella because that one's got Mary's gun sticking up, which actually counts as part of the height of that stand-up. And so the next stand-up that we get will be much bigger, and it'll be much more imposing, and it'll look awesome because if you look at the picture, Mary looks very, very determined.
Yeah, Frog. I agree with Frog G. It says no, but we're all thinking yep. Yep.
Radio. Um,
Stretch goals. You're already crushing a
yeah,
couple.
we already got a couple stretch goals out of the way. We got the Mary Machine Gun bookmark, which is by Adri Tavares. Her art is just great. She captures the female form once again. Another female artist that captures the female form. Excellent, just the
Imagine
perfect,
that.
and I found that the female artists like to do the sexy art more than the male artists do.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of
And a certain big two companies like putting the female artist on the female squishy books.
yeah.
I heard that complaint from Irene from Fiendish already a couple times, and she's like, "I quit. I'm gonna go make my own book."
Well, there you go. If that's what I always say. It's like if you really hate it, just do it. You do your own book.
That's right.
Just go do your own book.
And we got the first Mary trading card is unlocked.
Yep, that one's unlocked. And if you scroll down, you can see the bookmark.
And if get up high enough, there'll be a poker chip and a Mary poker chip and a Charlotte poker chip.
Yep, which we did last time, and they were very well received. So, and that's the bookmark by Adri Tavares right there.
Nice.
And then this is the trading card, which is another piece by Fran Court, who is the inker on Neo Tokyo.
Nice. Oh, see, that right there, the rope makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
It's anchored to the knife. She's using it like, the chain sickle thing from from martial arts there.
Yep. The ninja movies.
Yeah. It's like, Jackie Chan's favorite toy.
Yep, she can do that with it, and she can actually fire it and use it kind of like Batman's little grapple hook type of thing too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a guard on top of that tower. I'll just shoot my big knife into his chest.
Exactly.
All right, let's we'll leave that image up. We just want to scroll down. And so $10 or more, you get the digital copy of Mary Machine Gun 2. $15, you get Mary Machine Gun Issue 2 Cover A.
And you get both of the digital covers. So really, it's better for you to just buy the book. Well, it's not really. You don't really save that much more. Okay, it's if you buy the book in the United States, it costs $22 with shipping. Now, if you buy and then when you buy that, you get the physical book and the digital copies of 1 and 2. Now, if you buy
every time, so when you buy the book, you get an automatic digital catch-up tier.
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost better to just buy the book because I really want to help push it towards people buying the physical book. I mean, I understand if they live out of the country and can't do it, but I want the books in hands. I want people to experience the tactile expression of a comic book. Like what Stan Lee says, it's better in your hand.
Yep. He said the same thing about boobs. He's
Exactly.
He's right on both accounts.
Yes, he is. So, but it's like $20 to $2 to buy the book and have it shipped, and then it's $20 to just buy the digital catch-up tier. So
yeah. So just buy the actual book, and then you will get the digital catch-up tier.
Exactly.
And if you think the book is too pervy to open up, you can just read both of them digitally.
Yep. And then just leave the book wherever you want to put it. I mean, take it, put it in one of your long boxes, and just leave it be.
Cover C.
Yep. So it skips cover B because cover B is actually a $20 cover. Usually our covers are all $15, but it was Ed Benez and he was expensive.
Just a little bit. The rest of the family, not so much, but
Yeah, I mean they still make plenty of money,
Oh,
but
I'm sure.
not as much
Uh,
as Ed's.
and then Eric Blake's Kickstarter limited edition cover.
Yep,
That's one that everybody should get because now you have the other covers can be,
they can all
and
be added on too.
they can all be at not can they can
Yeah,
all always be added on, but Max might have a few handfuls to take around with him to conventions, but he will not have any of the
the
Eric Blake
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter
Yep,
limited edition covers.
yep, and I won't do it. I mean, even when we were done, LP was like, "Hey man, can I get one of those?" And I was like, "No, dude, Kickstarter's over."
Kickstarter's over.
I'm
These
sorry.
these all get shredded.
I mean, we're buds and everything, but these are all going. I keep one for the just the company's records, you know,
Hmm.
and then the rest of them are destroyed
Yep. And
in the fire pit right outside this door.
yeah, there's a bunch of comics that I couldn't keep and beer cans. Uh, so what's the difference between the digital and the digital deluxe?
Digital just gives you issue number 2. Digital deluxe gives you issue number 2 and 1.
Okay.
So I mean, if you just want issue number 2, it's I think it was $10 for digital. But if
And
you want to get the catch up, then it's $20.
and you actually get the non-era digital version
Yep.
by
It's
SK.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
he's
the
not a, that's the dude from Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, I
He's
know him.
fantastic guy. I love him. He's hard worker. He always goes the extra mile to do stuff. He's like, I hope you don't mind. I made a mask and did this and this. I'm like, dude, as long as the lettering looks fantastic, you do what you need to do.
And here's Bennis's cover, which is
Yep.
20.
There's the cover B because it was $20 and
Physical
Kickstarter puts
catch
them.
up, $25 or more.
Yep. You get issue 1 and both of them physical. You get the digital editions too. It's not listed on there for some reason, but you'll get them.
So you get the reloaded, and then you get the cover A of number 2
Yeah.
for $25. Man, I got a book in the other day that I still haven't read it because I'm kind of pissed off, but dude put the book and like the little like a small handful of extras, like a couple of stickers and like postcard of a character and like a mini pinup, and
Yeah.
the book in a bag and board, of course, in a first class envelope, and that was it. No cardboard,
Serious?
no cardboard or anything. And he mailed it from Hawaii. He's like, well, if it's damaged bad, if it's damaged badly, he goes, take a picture and send me the picture, and I'll send you a replacement. I'm like, no, I'd rather just self press it myself. It didn't color break or anything. I'll self press it myself, and I just won't be buying from him anymore. He's like,
Yeah, I mean, if he's not gonna,
if you mail your Kickstarter books like that,
yeah,
that was like one comic, and it was like a normal sized comic. It might be 32 pages. I'm not sure. I haven't done the page count yet. But people are paying like $35 with shipping for one book, and you just throw it in a first class envelope and mail it out.
see, that's crazy to me. I mean, that makes me wonder if like the person had any experience with comics at all.
He's been making comics for quite a while, I guess, but I think this was his first Kickstarter. But
Like
the PR company that was working with him, should have told him. It's like, so should have actually asked me this. Well, what do you plan on mailing? The fulfillment in? And if he didn't say Gemini mailers, it should have been like, whoa, you need to buy Gemini mailers.
Yep, your answer is wrong. If you don't say Gemini mailer, your answer is incorrect. And we say Gemini mailers with bubble wrap.
Yep.
We've got entire rolls upon rolls upon rolls of bubble wrap.
Yeah. I've got it too. Like if I mail like a bunch of dollar books, I don't do it, but I put like extra cardboard above and underneath.
Yep.
Tape it shut, and then I double side tape to tape that down inside the Gemini and send it off.
Yeah, I mean, basically what I do is I put the Gemini together and then I stack the books on top of each other and then like do the Z fold with the bubble wrap, and then I tape the bubble wrap on the edge and then stick it in the Gemini and seal it shut and seal the Gemini shut. And I've never had a damaged book yet.
What I like to do sometimes is make the bubble envelopes.
Yeah.
Fold it down a little bit over, and then I just tape both sides, and make it big enough so there's like room in there, and just put the books in. That way, it's stuck it's in a bubble envelope, and then you put the bubble envelope in, and it's good. I don't leave the Geminis out loose. I make sure they're all nice and firm because I'm always panicky about getting one that's not done quite right. So, and case in point, right there.
Go away.
Stop, cat.
I know. She's hungry. She won't leave me alone about it. And there's the Benez triple threat.
All 3 Benez covers, $40. Well, that's a bargain because all 3 of those covers are killer. So.
Yep, and you end up saving $5, I think. And you get the digital editions.
Yeah, digital editions. Plus, you get all the Benez collectible covers. And hey, conventions are back. So hey, you never know if you're going to run into Ed and the family.
Yep.
Look at Ed and you're like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Is that your sister? Because her cover for Mary Machine Gun was awesome. Could you sign one for me?" And the calendar
with cover A
is $40.
And then we just got all the covers with the calendar.
So pick your favorite cover and the cover and calendar combo. And I'm sure all these things are also available as add-ons because
Yep.
We don't want to leave you with too much money because you might do something crazy like, I don't know, buy some Marvel comics. That would be insane.
Buy food.
Buy a thing of protein powder. You're better off. The Benez cover, the metal cover, $60. Nice.
Yep.
3 people already grabbed those up.
Yep, and they're limited and numbered on the front. So.
And the standee, 6-foot tall machine gun, Mary Machine Gun cardboard standee, $100. Because
Noah's got it, but it is available in the full Mary, and we do have 1 or 2 people that picked up the full Marys.
So the full Mary is the cardboard standee, the desk calendar, issue 2, cover A, the physical reloaded edition, and the digitals.
Yep.
So you get the reloaded number 1, you get cover A of number 2, you get the stand-up, you get the calendar, and you get the digital editions.
Yep. And then we got the naughty version. So you could get all the same things except for instead of issue A, you get the naughty variant.
Is the standee also naughty?
No,
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say, yeah. There's a limited edition Steph Wilson standee.
We might have to do that.
I think those would sell quite well.
Yeah, and then
everybody standing next to their standee with an arm around it, throwing the horns.
the naughty version has 2 backers, while the clean version has nothing.
Yeah.
And then the completionist, which is just like everything under the sun.
$250 for every single thing on the
nobody's
campaign.
taken us up on it yet, but you know,
not yet.
We still got 10 days left, so we're good.
Dory, yo,
hey, Dory.
Naomi, what up, homies?
Oh, what's up, LP?
So yeah, this looks killer, and you're like nice and high up there on the pledge goals.
Yeah, we've got 2 of them. Or that second card is about to get hit. I'm pretty sure we'll hit that second card in a few days. Just by the way, just if we go by the same, you know, the current trajectory of the campaign, in a couple days we'll hit the stretch goal for that. The last week is going to be the wild card. I mean, I really hope we get another. Let's see, 47, 53, 9. I hope we get another 59 backers, so I get 206.
Yeah. Hey,
that's the really important thing to me, is to get the number of backers up.
Yeah, Max isn't asking for a lot. He just wants one more backer than he had on the last book.
Exactly. I'm not like people be like, oh, you got to double your backer count. It's like, I just want one more person. You know, as long as I know that the same amount of people and one more person, someone told someone about it and they said, oh, let me check it out. That's all that matters to me.
You know, it's like double your backer count. Not all of our last names are Tucci, okay?
Exactly. Can't do that.
Buddy of mine got to hang out with Billy and Graham over the weekend at Terrificon in Connecticut.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, Billy's a cool guy.
Yeah, because my buddy John, his best friend is best friends with Graham and has done a bunch of work with Graham in the past. So they went and hung out, and they are all cigar aficionados. So
oh my,
he got some nice Silver Age. He got a bunch of nice Silver Age books, and then went to the after party and hung out drinking scotch and smoking cigars with Graham, Billy, and about a couple hundred other people.
I have to. If I'm smoking cigars, it's got to be brandy. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like brandy, but I like brandy a little too much, especially blackberry brandy, which does not agree with my diabetic lifestyle. So,
yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, it's like, well, you can drink all the clear alcohols. I go, you don't want me
like crap?
Yeah, I'm like, the first clear alcohol that comes to mind is either gin or vodka.
Yep.
After a while, well, with every alcohol, after a while they start to taste good. So the glasses last less and less amount of time, and especially with vodka, the next morning, I feel like there is still like a double-edged Viking battle axe in the back of my skull. So I'm like, no, I will I would rather have like a nice glass of scotch. Uh,
Yeah,
Brandy, yeah.
I
If I
can't
just
drink
have
anymore.
if I just have one glass of brandy, but you
I
know,
can't drink anymore. It'll because my medications that I have to take.
yeah,
I can't drink, so it doesn't bother me. I mean, at first it was a big pain in the ass, but it's been a few years now that I don't drink. I mean, I can drink on rare occasions. Like I think I have I think I had this so far this year. I had a beer on my birthday and a beer on the 4th of July.
there you go. Good enough.
They those are those are the two times I drank.
Yeah, I had a rack of beers probably like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's all I've had to drink all year.
But I smoke pot like crazy, so
Yeah, of course. My state legalized it, and then every single apartment complex in the state made it illegal to smoke anything on the premises, whether
yeah.
you have a card or not.
Yeah, we got our cards, and I'm sure that there's because it's federally illegal, they still do it. They do the same thing here in Missouri, where it's like you can't. Like I have my cultivator's license and everything, and there's been a lot of people getting evicted from their apartments or whatever for having a grow operation in their apartment, and I just live in my house, and I don't mess with the landlord. And the landlord don't mess with me.
It's good when you can get it. Yeah, I just what I do is I just get like I'll buy like the infused butter and
Yep.
and a couple of edibles. I don't eat it all the time, but sometimes the pain with the neuropathy and arthritis and everything gets so bad that I'm like, you know, the
Yeah.
eight hundred.
The can of butter stuff works for me. But like gummies and stuff like that, I could eat those all day long and they just don't affect me. I don't know why. But if I eat like a muffin or a brownie or something, that'll hit me.
Oh yeah, my friend's my friend's dad was the same way. He bought the infused butter and would make himself a batch of sugar cookies like every like 2 or 3 days.
Hmm.
And if he was in a lot of pain during the day, he'd eat like a half a sugar cookie, and have that the other half just before he went to bed, and he'd sleep through the night without pain. I'm like, oh, that's good, but that would mean I'd have to start doing exercise again and start eating treats. It's like, what are you having for dessert? Salad.
Salad.
Son of a. So this is looking good, dude. You got the whole Bennis family on here. You got
Yep.
Steph Wilson on here. That's all I
We've
need
got
to say.
we got the whole Cord family on here too, because we got
Oh yeah.
Fern Cord, who does the art and the colors. Fran Cord did pinups for us, and Carol Cord, which is Fern's wife, she did the flat colors.
Well, damn.
So I take families, and I take entire families and put them to work for me.
Just that's just crazy.
It was fun. It was like we had Maria and we had Fred Benez already doing covers for us, and I was like, it'd be kind of funny if we got Ed Benez too, and we just did the whole family. You know, so I was like, Fernando, you sprechen the Portuguese, so how about you talk to his agent and we'll try to work it out. And then we went through, we worked it all out. Everything was done, payment was made, and he was everything squared away.
Hey, Trish.
Oh.
So,
up,
you know, this now, because
family, this is it. This is it.
Friends. I got family.
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 Family. Family.
Your family.
There's all kinds of family, Brian.
Disrespecting my whole family.
Now you bang your family with these drift nuts.
Mom's family.
I'm so sorry that you ripped my family apart. Family?
Look at our family now.
I already lost my family once.
Family just got bigger.
I couldn't help it.
It's all about family.
Holy crap. Can't get away from these two. Dude, you were supposed to be out here sharing the feed. What's wrong with you? Hey, Michael James, hello. Must be family. Yep.
Keeping it in the family.
I gotta download that clip so I can just bring it up and play it at random. What are you doing on the internet again? It's all about family, dude.
It's all about family. It's all about family.
All about the family. So, Max, why don't you tell everybody where they can follow you on the socials media and
Okay. Yeah. You want to find me on Instagram? Then it is at Atrocity Press _. If you start typing in at Atrocity Press, then it'll show up. We're the only ones. Facebook is either at Atrocity Press or at Mary Machine Gun. Find us on Twitter at Mary Machine Gun. Let's see, what other social media platforms are there anymore? I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't. Yeah, I think that's it.
okay.
I need to make one of those Linktree things so I can just direct people to go to the Linktree thing.
Yeah, I actually finally did that. So, and I keep forgetting what it is, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I put it on my Facebook page that I've been banned from for almost a week. So
That's crazy.
So yeah, just go to Linktree at creators_outlet, and you'll find every place to follow me. You know, of course, you're looking at them underneath on the scrolling banner. Joker Fan 1969 is the podcast page for this and all the other shows I do, and it's also my Instagram. And regular just Joker Fan is Twitter, where I seem to be hanging around more and more.
Yes,
But,
I heard that your favorite Batman villain was the Riddler.
Max.
Actually, my favorite Batman villain is Scarecrow.
Oh, cool.
That's my favorite one. Or if we're talking Adam West TV show, I like the Pharaoh guy. What was his name?
King Tut.
Yeah, King Tut. I always liked the episodes that he was in.
I always like the episodes that Cesar Romero obviously was in.
Yeah, obviously.
My favorite Joker, but I particularly, and I didn't know why at the time because I was 5, really liked the episodes that Julie Newmar was in.
Oh yeah, Little Miss Kitka.
I was like, I like her. Why? I don't know. And then about 5 or 6 years later, it's like, I really like her. They should make a show with Catwoman and Wonder Woman. And
that's it.
That's it. Boom. So we shall see you fine folks next time. Like I said earlier, Tuesday night show got moved to Wednesday night at 9 with Monty Moore talking Loco Hero 2.
And Monty's awesome. Monty is awesome.
Yeah, I had him on the show for Blood and Bullets that I backed, and I just finished reading. It was great.
Yep. He's a really cool guy.
Oh yeah, super nice dude. But I might be able to move Tim Laddie up to tomorrow night. I'm just waiting to hear back from him. If not, I will have tomorrow night off, and we'll do double duty on Wednesday, where we talk with Monty at 9, and then we jump into the Seanzilla Art Show at 11. So,
ooh, that'll be rough. Pops hours.
That's nothing. I just spent the weekend with Pops.
Yeah.
It could be worse,
I was there. I was there.
I know. I saw you. But I'm posting the schedule for every week on my Twitter, so it'll be pinned to the top of the post every week, every Monday. So if you're wondering who I got for guests and what's going on, you can check that out. Also, don't forget, every one of these Creators Outlets episodes gets downloaded and then uploaded onto my podcast platform at ageofradio.org. But you can download this episode and all the others. There's like well over 100 now on podcasts. We're closing in on episode 170 because this was 169. So any platform where you like to get your podcasts, just search Creators Outlet and you'll have a slew of shows you can check out there.
169, dudes.
Dude, 169 to go. And on the way out the door, we're going to roll the trailer for another project that I'm 100% behind, and that is Mavericks Origins Volume 1.
Roll that beautiful green footage.
From the Cruel Ad.
War is a topic of vital importance, a subject of inquiry that cannot be ignored. It is a matter of life and death. It can be a road to safety or to ruin.
In an alternate version of our world, brought to the brink of total collapse, rival nations fight for global domination, and elite pilots in futuristic combat suits wage war on the battlefield of tomorrow. Now, 6 brave soldiers on a seemingly routine rescue mission will encounter more than they bargained for and uncover a dangerous secret that could change their world if they live long enough to see it. Mavericks Origins Volume 1.
Now on Indiegogo.
Is that a cartoon or is that a comic book?
That's a comic. It's on Indiegogo. It's a trailer that Neff from Global Frequency was editing for probably like a month and a half.
That was badass.
No shit. So
it looks like it's a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's killer. So if you haven't jumped on Mary Machine Gun yet, get out, back the project.
Get on her.
Get on her. What's the worst that could happen? She might slice your throat or blow your brains out. If you have backed it already, please continue to share this out everywhere you get social with your media. Same thing for Mavericks. Go check. If you haven't backed that one, go check that out. Get in on that. There's no lack of great indie comics out there. You just have to look for them.
That's the beauty of everything nowadays, is that Kickstarter has taken away all the gatekeeping. Well, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, crowdfunding, whatever you want to call it. It's just kind of like calling it a crescent wrench to me.
Yeah, it's like the tool that we're all using to get all our individual projects out there on the market is great, because it's like, okay, here's where it's for sale, and
it's created an independent renaissance. I mean, there's so
for
many,
sure.
There's so much good, awesome content, so many awesome books out there that would have never made it past an editor's desk at Marvel or DC because it was too risque, or they didn't have the proper politics for the time, or whatever, and now that none of that shit matters, and the books are getting delivered directly into people's hands. And I mean, really, if you think about it, 147 people in the grand scheme of things isn't that many people to be saying, hey, this is a runaway success. Even the people that have runaway Kickstarter successes and have like 500-600 backers, I mean, selling 500-600 books, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. I mean, you should a couple thousand books is really still not that much until you start getting into like saying you sold 10,000 books. Then you're starting to say that you sold something. And then 10 years ago, 10,000 books would have been nothing.
Yeah.
So everything changes so quickly, and Kickstarter and these crowdfunding platforms have just made it to where it can go directly to the consumer. I mean, it might cost a little bit more, and it's a little more boutique than all the mainstream stuff, because it's coming directly from the creator. But at least you're not getting it indie zine style where it's just Xeroxed on a 11x17, folded in half and stapled.
I still have some of those, by the way.
Exactly. I used to make those.
I found a couple from I think the first Boston show I went to.
Nice.
Like two different guys. One guy he goes, "Hey, take one for a friend of yours. Give it to him too." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." The sooner I get rid of these, the sooner I just pack up my table and get the hell out of here. I go, "Oh, okay." I go, if you want to, buy me a beer, I'll go around and just hand these out to people, and you can just go home. He's like, "Nah, I didn't make any money." I go, okay, I'll take one. I'll give it to a friend. And I did. I gave it to my only friend, me. So I have two copies of one and one of the other, and it's like all black and white Xerox, but it's cool. It's retro. It's actually comic book history now, because that's the way a lot of indie people had to get like their stuff out.
That was the way to self-publish back then. I mean, they didn't have digital printing and stuff like that, really. I mean, they had Xeroxes and black and white art, and black and white ruled back in that time, because it was more easily replicatable than color was, because you had to do the 4:4 printing, and it was you had to create the plates. Still, like all the way up until the 90s, you had to do it that way.
Yeah, it was.
Because I remember, what was it? I think Spawn was the first one that I saw that was colored digitally. It was digitally painted or whatever, and I was just impressed with how the paper felt and how the page felt with the coating that the page had, and then seeing the just how it was all colored, because it didn't have those dots making up all the colors. It was just, it was a flat color for the first time, and I was like, wow, that is amazing. I have to buy this comic book.
Yeah, there's no dot matrix. There's no dots all over the characters' faces to
Yep.
try to simulate like flesh tones
Shadow
and everything.
Yep. And it was a good time. And then finally, then that's the standard now. I mean, that's just the norm.
Oh yeah, for sure. But, all right, Max, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming out, talking Mirror Machine Gun to us, and
No problem.
everybody get in on this. And we'll see you next time right here on